For breath is life, and if you breathe well, you will live long on earth. There's a proverb to kick off today's message from Mull. What about that? Get me. And welcome to a winter wonderland, Mull, this morning. Snow is on its way out, but reliably informed that there's a bit more on its way. And I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. Perhaps you've been out doing a bit of sledging with the kids. I know that's been certainly the main agenda here. The reason I kicked off with that proverb is today's message from Mull is about breathing. And don't panic, I'm not going to get all hippie on you. But this may be just another area that you can target on your early morning routine, and maybe just think about having 5 minutes where you concentrate on your breathing and perhaps make a few little alterations, which we're going to just mention now, and the reasons why that might be quite helpful for you. Now, many of us tend to breathe quite shallow, and by that I mean we're always breathing in the top part of our lungs. We're not actually opening our lungs up fully, and that can have some quite profound effects. Now, in terms of overcoming anxieties and promoting recovery, and let's face it, there's a lot of anxiety around at this current time, then shallow breathing can exacerbate those problems. So deep breathing techniques are pretty well established in practices like yoga, in meditation, mindfulness. But as I said, you don't have to go all hippie on this. This is something that we can maybe just start trying in baby steps and try maybe 5 minutes in the morning, maybe just after breakfast or while you're enjoying a hot cuppa, perhaps in your favorite seat. And there is a wee bit of science behind this. So we have two elements to our nervous system. And at this time in the morning, it's not easy for me to say, especially as it's still about -1, -2, and my mouth doesn't seem to be working. This is about take 5 for this, okay? So there's two areas. One is called the sympathetic nervous system. Got it this time. And your sympathetic nervous system puts the body into a sort of overdrive response. It's our fight or flight response. So it speeds up your heart rate, speeds up your breathing rate, it releases adrenaline. And it's designed for us to either fight back against an enemy or something like that, an animal, or get us the hell out of there very, very quickly by running away. Now, your sympathetic nervous system is triggered by faster breathing. So if we're shallow breathing, we tend to be breathing faster, and that tends to elicit a response from that part of our nervous system, and that promotes us to be more anxious, basically. Now, the alternative to that is called the parasympathetic nervous system, and this is our rest and digest part of our nervous system, and it has a calming effect upon us. And that is triggered when we start to slow our breathing down and breathe more deeply. Now, furthermore, we have a nerve called the vagus nerve, and that runs from your brainstem to not just your heart, but your lungs and also your gut. So by breathing deeply and slowing things down, we actually produce a calming effect within the human body, and we promote better digestion as well. And it can actually improve our heart function too. So, as I said, this is not just getting all hippie, closing the eyes, crossing the legs, and humming to yourself. There is some science behind this, and if we can just find maybe 5 minutes in the morning to take a little bit of time, carve time out for ourselves, find a comfortable position, and also think about your posture, because it's very hard to breathe deeply when you're sitting in front of a PC or looking down at a phone. So get rid of the technology. We need to really think about an upright posture, opening up the rib cage, opening up the lungs, lifting the head a little bit, and really breathing deeply. But maybe just try it for 5 minutes, nice and easy, and try to turn off all stimulus. Turn the radio off, turn the television off, make sure the phone's out of the way so you're not going to be getting those constant interruptions. And see if you can give yourself just a few minutes. And then that might be something that you can employ at times of the day where perhaps things start to get a little bit on top of you. Maybe you've heard some bad news about homeschooling going on till Easter, and you need 5 minutes to calm down. This is something that you might be able to have in your toolbox, which just might help you through. So there we go, just under 5 minutes, nearly. And I'll be back next week. And I hope you all enjoy the snow. Obviously be careful because there's a lot of ice out there as well, so be careful. And if you need to train inside, then please do that and make use of the resources that all the specialists have been sending you out. Take care, guys. Be safe. Bye-bye.